Hey players, Iggy Pope here, aka your Battlefront Pope. Did you like that edit? Can you imagine if that was it for the trailer? TIE Pilot blows her up, roll credits. Written but not directed by Mitch Dyer, like the Star Wars film theme playing. Anyway, I'm here with a Star Wars Squadrons video. Don't worry, I haven't given up on Battlefront 2. I'll still be covering that game till I'm the last person playing it. I love that game. But in this video, I want to tell you about Squadrons game modes and how they'll play, what the objectives are. Saucy stuff indeed. Because I've got the details on what you'll be doing in the main multiplayer game mode, but also details on another multiplayer game mode. So stick around till the end of the video for all the juicy stuff and things about that Star Wars flying thing that I think I might be in love with. And if you would, drop me a like, as I personally haven't seen anyone pick up on this info. By the way, I almost always leave a little Easter egg or slideshow of awesome screenshots at the end of my videos that you may have missed in the past. So, game modes. Oh, you like those, do you? I like those. But 5v5 is putting some people off, and I get it. It's not put me off, but I understand, especially with people asking in Battlefront for like 32 versus 32 large-scale game modes, you know. I get it. So if you don't know, the official write-up states that there's a single-player campaign and also a 5v5 dogfight mode. The write-up says players will engage in strategic 5v5 multiplayer space battles with the goal of demolishing the opposing flagship in fleet battles and feel the rush of first-person multiplayer combat as they work with their squadron to execute the best tactics to defeat as many opponents as possible in dogfights. Can I just say that I predicted this? Can I just say that I predicted this? I'm just going to flex that right here. Kind of like Battle Station from the Death Star DLC in Star Wars Battlefront 2015, and much like many of the levels in Starfighter Assault. I wrote a tweet about my predictions. You can go check it out at Iggy Pope Gaming, or just look at it right there. I'll do the work for you. That's not how to grow a presence online, right? It also says that players will plan skirmishes with their squadron in the briefing room before taking off to space battles across the galaxy, which is really cool. I imagine the briefing room will be on board like your side's capital ship or whatever, and that will act as like the lobby for you and your squad. That's really cool. Definitely didn't predict that one. So this is probably the game's flagship mode, this 5v5. It's going to be a PvP with the squad on the opposing side trying to stop your efforts towards whatever the objective may be for that level, with the end game of taking down a flagship, a capital ship. That's cool, I'm keen. You may be thinking, what's the point? That sounds just like Starfighter Assault with less players. But what you have to remember is that this game is a space battle simulator. It's first person only, according to the official write-up, so there'll be a hell of a lot more control you will have over each fighter, as well as the ability to actually plan out your battle in the briefing room in advance. I'm almost certain there will be a hell of a lot going on with AI at the same time, so trust me guys, I think it will feel huge. I think more like the awesome third mission in the Battlefront 2 campaign. But instead, if Inferno Squad was made up of real players, each controlling and responsible for their own ship, with a whole heap of flight control options and customization available to you. Also remember that Starfighter Assault was only 12 versus 12 anyway, and that game mode is still great with 5 players on each side, as is Hero Starfighters as a 4v4. That's a game mode I personally play a lot. So the top objective will be to take out your flagship, the opposing flagship, such as Star Destroyers, and I would imagine that like Battle Station Phase 1 from Battlefront 2015 and Rogue One X-Wing VR that you can see in the background, you'll have to take out shield generators and turrets, as well as fending off the opposing squad before you can even get close to taking out a capital ship. And I'm positive these flagships won't be the only larger scale spacecraft you have to deal with, as you can see in the trailer. So it won't just be take out that Star Destroyer or Mon Calamari Star Cruiser. Plus now the focus will be on working as a tight squad, where each player will have to pull off their job well, or risk ruining the mission for everyone. Unlike Battlefront space battles, where some people are just there for the kills, or the daily challenge, or just off doing loop-de-loops in Slave 1, dropping off the odd seismic charge. Yeah, that's probably me. All the focus will be on completing the mission at hand, and being the tightest squad that's ever flown together, that's ever squadded in space or whatever. Also now with the customizations, you're not going to be coming up against the same squad twice. Even if you literally come up against the same squad twice. If you come up against the same squad more than once, they'll have tinkered with their ships, changed out their weapon systems, or come back at you with shields and garish go faster stripes, which is also actually a pre-order bonus. I'll try and get that in the video. So there's multiplayer game mode number 1. And obviously there's the single player story mode, but that 5v5 boy is not our only hope. No, there is another. And no, that other is not Princess or General Leia Simulator. No. A Princess Simulator. Who'd have thought? No, there's another multiplayer game mode. This other game mode is mentioned on both the official EA website and on the game listing on the Game UK retail website, which is basically the UK's version of GameStop. The listing reads: compete in intense 5 vs 5 multiplayer dogfights, or, and this is the key bit, or unite with your squadron to tip the scales in monumental fleet battles. Fleet battles. Now, that could just mean that one mode is a simple 5 vs 5 team deathmatch, and the other game mode is the one we've actually already talked about. Or, and I'm going to tell you guys straight up what I think it is. I think it will be a co-op game mode in the same vein as the co-op game mode we have in Battlefront 2 at the moment. So wave upon wave, or hordes of AI-controlled enemies in all variations of ships in insane, like, Return of the Jedi level intensity, cinematic space battles. That's just my personal speculation from the way it's worded, and that I think might appeal more to the people wanting huge 32 versus 32 or 60v60 player space battles. Now, it could also possibly be another multiplayer game mode entirely, and maybe a larger one at that, but I don't think so. I think it will be a PvE, a player versus everything waves-based game mode, because quite simply those are really popular right now. Co-op in Battlefront 2 has become insanely popular. World War Z has a massive player base and is a hell of a lot of fun to play, by the way. Left 4 Dead is still legendary, and I think developers are finally realising that this kind of game mode is hugely popular, and also offers players of all kinds. Players that maybe can't cope with huge PvP action, or the action of a huge PvP game mode against slightly weaker AI instead. I hope that it's that, as I love PvE game modes. I would probably like to see a larger PvP game mode for crazy skilled pilots such as myself down the line. I'm not really that good, I just like spinning because it's a neat trick. This other game mode that's been mentioned may well be for more than just 5v5. It may be multiple squads versus multiple squads, which would be really cool. I don't think it's going to be that just yet. I think they're going to see how popular the game is off launch, and I think it's going to be a co-op PvE, which I'm thinking just would still be epic. Think of all the cinematic scripted moments they could put into something like that. especially with the game being playable entirely in VR. I think this is going to be amazing, guys. But you know, let's wait until we see gameplay on Thursday. It's fair enough. Oh man, I'm just thinking of N1 starfighters now. Stop it. Anyway, I'll be back later in the week to talk about why I think some ships aren't present in the game, at least not yet. For now, I'll leave it in your hands with all my words and information from this video, and you guys can form your own ideas or opinions of what the game modes might be, roll them up into some kind of tangible kinetic ball or projectile and throw them right back at me in the comments like the rad mavericks that you clearly all are. I'm Iggy Pope. I hope you guys have liked this video, and I'll see you guys on the battlefront and I don't know, like in the cockpit. I don't want to come up with another catchphrase. I like Battlefront, okay?